Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the High Side Podcast. I'm Donnie Kight and I'll be joined by Josh Adams. We also have a guest today, Noah Blackwell of NJB Designss. Please rate the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. Alright guys, let's talk real quick about the race winners. The truck winner for the Atlanta race. It's been a couple weeks here, so we're going to recover and recap Atlanta. Kyle Busch picked up his 67th all-time truck win. I want to stop on that for a second. Josh, where does that put Kyle Busch on the all-time winners list?
I'm pretty sure he's number one as far as the truck series.
Okay, I didn't know it was like a number one thing.
I believe he's number one all time in the trucks. If we're wrong on that, we can correct it next week. As far as all time, he's right up there, and I think he's inside the top 10 already.
Gotcha. Well, Kyle, I'm sure he's ecstatic. I know he's been struggling a little bit. Actually, we haven't gotten to Cota yet, but he has shown some signs of speed lately. And I'm sure we're going to discuss that here soon. The Xfinity race, Austin Hill picks up his 5th career win at Atlanta. I think I've seen somewhere they're making a joke. They're calling it Ozlana. Is that correct?
I haven't heard that one yet, but if they're going to do something like that, it's definitely become his place, especially as it's been turned into a drafting track.
Yeah, definitely pretty badass that he's able to still, even though it's become more like an unknown kind of race winner type thing, being that it's a restrictor plate race. Cool that he was able to pick up a 5th win. That's 2 for 2 RCR. The Cup Atlanta race. Christopher Bell picks up his 1st career win at Atlanta, and he's on a tear lately. I'll just go ahead and say it right now. He just won the Cota race. So back-to-back wins for Christopher Bell. Dude's a beast. I think you and I, Josh, talked about him during the pilot episode of High Side, of him possibly winning a title this year. Or at least I did.
Yeah, we both mentioned him as a legitimate title threat in episode 1, and he's going and backing that up pretty nicely so far, winning on a super speedway track and now a road course. And we get to go to a 1-mile track in Phoenix next week, and he's the defending winner there from last season, so he's got a really good chance to extend that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited to see what he can do. I feel like he's got to get one eventually. I think maybe this is his year. He's hot right now. So some notable finishers. Hocevar got 2nd. Ricky Stenhouse gets 5th. John Hunter Nemechek gets P10, and Smith gets 11th. Zane Smith. I was thinking Regan. Was Regan in it? Yeah, Zane Smith P11.
I don't think Regan's pulling that kind of double duty yet.
The Xfinity Cota race, Connor Zilic. Yo, I'm seeing his name a lot too. Do you have a little background you can give me on Zilic?
Yeah, so Connor Zilic, he's our next road background guy. I know he's run, I don't know exactly all the disciplines, but he's run a lot of Trans Am races on road. So he's got a mass amount of road course experience already, and he's not even 19 years old yet. And he's definitely, when Kyle Larson and Joey Logano and a couple of them guys came in, they were looked at as that next young phenom driver that they pretty much knew was going to be great. And I think that's what Connor Zilic is definitely expected to be at this point. We saw him last year in his first ever Xfinity attempt when at Watkins Glen. Now he's only in his 7th career start, and he's already won a 2nd race. So he's definitely on a really bright path at so young.
Where did he end up finishing in today's Cup? By the way, we're recording this post Cota Cup race on a Sunday. Do you know where he ended up finishing today?
I think Connor Zilic was actually dead last. we'll get to a clip of that later. He got into an incident with his teammate, Daniel Suarez, unfortunately.
That's a bummer. So we already mentioned the winner, which was Christopher Bell for the Cota race. Connor Zilic picking up a second career win for the Xfinity race. Some notable finishes. Carson Hocevar in the news again post Atlanta. Good thing or bad thing. We're going to actually have my editors put up a Blaney and Hocevar incident. I assume, okay, this is going to be in regards to Atlanta. So editors have the shot up now here on screen. We're going to be watching Blaney save it off the front bumper of Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, Carson was told by his spotter live, ease up to him and give him a bump. And you can tell based off this replay, he didn't really ease up to him, and he didn't ease up to him center either. He hit him really off center and right there at about corner entry, and got Blaney upset. And luckily Blaney was able to save it as well as he did.
Yeah, I know. Even like it seems like 2 bad weeks in a row for both of us regarding Daytona Atlanta. I think what Brad got caught up in an incident. So bummer for both our favorite drivers. Yours definitely had a damn good shot at going to win the damn race. I think there was like a 3-wide. Who was involved in that 3-wide finish before they threw the caution? It was Bell, Hocevar, and Cindric.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think my editors have a clip for us as well on that 3-wide finish. We'll go ahead and play that back. There was yet another caution. We discussed the inconsistencies with NASCAR throwing cautions from Daytona. What's your opinion on this caution?
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty much going to be in agreement that the wreck that happened at Atlanta, was and should have been a caution. The track is obviously much smaller than Daytona. They got to get safety workers out there as quick as possible, and there were some hard hits back there. So that race definitely should have been called, the way it was. And if anybody says otherwise, they're just upset about something.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see like these things go. Yeah, I don't even know, man. It's just it's so flip-flopped every week, it seems like, and it's hard to keep up with anymore. But I did want to touch on the Kyle Larson move on Austin Cindric at Atlanta. Editors will go ahead and throw this up on the screen as well. Do you think this is a fair move to make?
Yeah, we hear Larson's spotter is telling him still outside, and I think even Cindric was told that he had Larson there, and it was definitely just one of them racing deals, but it was definitely aggressive by Kyle Larson, and I feel like that's another one of them things that a lot of the fan base just kind of accepted it as okay just because of who it was. A lot of times if that would have been Cindric on the bottom and putting Kyle Larson into the wall, Cindric would have been breaking the fourth wall and would have probably gotten chased out of there with pitchforks like we mentioned the Clash a few weeks ago.
Real quick, guys, our guest Noah Blackwell just made his way into our studio. How you doing, Noah? Welcome to the High Side Podcast. I almost said something else. I almost got in trouble there. How's it going, bro?
What's up, guys? It's going great.
Josh and I always start off with our guest asking what their favorite driver is. We've already talked about some incidents that happened through Atlanta and Cota. But just out of curiosity, who's your favorite driver? Who do you follow in the Cup Series?
Noah Gragson all the way. Obviously.
Noah Gragson. That's a. Is it because of the name correlation?
No, I've watched him since he was in Xfinity.
Oh, okay. Was it a specific moment that made you a fan?
You just won every race.
Was this when he was in the 9 car?
Yeah, and he was vomiting when he won, and then when he'd crack open a beer and climb the fence and burn it down and smell the rubber and stuff. I loved it.
Yeah, Noah is definitely one of those drivers that I feel like we all want to see more of. You need more personality in that garage area. A lot of the most popular guys out there, aren't guys that you want to turn on the TV and watch. But if Noah Gragson was getting some really good results, I think that would be really good for the sport because you definitely see it in him.
I believe he finished 8th today at Cota.
He's flying.
Even he's flying.
How did he do at Atlanta?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he got wrecked out.
Oh, was it the same at Daytona?
I do not remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he finished that race. I know that Atlanta was unavoidable. He just got hooked, and it totally got destroyed.
That's a bummer. Yeah, I think with Brad, it was pretty unavoidable too. And obviously, Blaney was just along for the ride off of somebody else's bumper. Hasn't Noah been in any fights recently? I remember him being in a fight. I can't remember who it was with over the last year.
Chastain.
Was it Chastain? Oh, hold on a second. I know we didn't really account for this, but if my editors could go in real quick and find a clip of the Ross Chastain Noah Gragson thing, that'd be so sweet if they could pull that up here on the screen. What do you think of this, Noah? I know that he was kind of on the losing end of this, but what's your opinion on it?
I mean, Chastain completely clobbered him. I think he needs some boxing lessons or something. But make sure you get that. Make sure we get the one with the audio where you can hear the smack.
Oh, yeah.
There's a very loud. There's a very loud pow. Yeah,
Josh,
Chastain was
that?
right on that one.
Oh yeah, anytime you have any kind of them extracurriculars after the race that get more eyes watching, it's good for everything. And like I said before, it's good when you see that the drivers care enough to fight each other. That's what I want to see out of my driver.
Honestly, we don't see enough of them anymore. I want to see people they should do it every week. They should just let the drivers have at it, and every week after the race is over, just start beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I think there was, I think it was last year, they were at Daytona, and I think it was maybe the summer race. They had, I don't think it was UFC, but they had some kind of, octagon ring down there in the infield, and they said during the rain delay, they might as well just get some drivers out there and, basically air some dirty laundry in that octagon, put on a show for the fans.
That would be absolutely excellent. As a matter of fact, Noah, do you have a favorite fight? And really, you can name any of them. What's your favorite fight that you've seen in NASCAR?
Okay, this is gonna be funny because it is with Noah Gragson because he fights so much. But I don't remember who it was, but he ended up throwing a whole bunch of punches on pit road. I mean, one after another. I don't remember where it was from, but I know he was punching so hard. at somebody. That's like the only one where I actually see people punch. And then there's that one with the truck series where they kind of like they look like they were wrestling more than they were fighting. I don't really care for that one. I got to figure out where that clip is from.
Yeah, if we can find it, I'm sure the editors throw it up on screen for the viewers.
Yeah. I know I was at the Martinsville Xfinity race a couple of seasons ago when Ty Gibbs got into the post race fight, but I think one of my favorites will still be John West Townley and I forget what the other driver's name was in that incident at Gateway, but that was one of the just greatest, wrestling, fights that you would see on a NASCAR track where they didn't look like they knew what they were doing at all, but it was the most hilarious thing that we'll probably ever see.
Oh, I can't remember what year it was. I don't even know if you can consider it a fight, but I'm just gonna pick it as my favorite. When when Boris said and Greg Biffle were at it at Watkins Glen. You remember what year that was?
Oh, that was definitely, I think that was like 07 or something, maybe.
No, I don't. I think it was like 2011 or 12.
It might have been a little bit later than that, but they actually concluded that. I don't know if you saw that on social media.
Did they?
Yeah. So Greg Biffle has been, we've all seen him more into the social media scene recently, with his stuff in like the Carolinas and whatever. But I actually saw it this weekend. Boris was on Instagram or something and said something about how, he wanted to catch Greg Biffle at his house, and whatever. And him and Greg Biffle were at the same event somewhere. And, Biffle was in a race suit. You could tell it was from a long time ago because, Biffle was kind of bulging out of it a little bit. He's kind of gotten big, but at the end of the clip, Boris put Biffle in a playful headlock. It was pretty funny. We'll have to see if we can find that.
What a chump. That'd be awesome to see. I've never seen that before. I would love to see that. Nick and Mike, help me out with that. I want to see that.
Yeah, even if we don't find it this week, we'll have to bring that up, and that's a good playful clip for any time, really.
We kind of added a segment here regarding fights, so I'm going to continue it a little bit. What is it didn't necessarily have to like come down to like throwing blows to each other, but do you guys have a more memorable on track moment, like something that didn't necessarily lead to a fight, but something that was iconic, like say Tony Stewart tossing his helmet at the front of the 17 car at Bristol?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously been a lot. I mean, one of them would be when Ward Burton threw his Hans device at Dale Jr. at Bristol. Another one that was another one from Bristol was and like Kevin Harvick jumped over the car going after Greg Biffle. But I also think another one was Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch at Darlington when they pulled down pit lane after the race, and Harvick got out of his car ready to go fight Busch, and Busch was still in his car and throttled through Harvick's parked car and sent it flying down pit road with no driver in it.
No, do you have a favorite one?
You can't do this without mentioning Jeff Gordon and Clint Boyer in 2012. That huge run that Clint was just trying to find Jeff.
Yeah, Clint got some cardio that day.
Yeah, he could use it now, couldn't he?
got a really good ad for 5 Hour Energy.
Yeah, he must have popped one before he has it at the shifter. He popped it before he got out. No, A more recent one is probably Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain at Gateway in 2022 when those two were going at it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun, entertaining to watch.
Yeah, there's that. And then, Donnie, you could probably recollect maybe better than me, but there's the one dust up between, was it Brad Keselowski and Jeff Gordon that Kevin Harvick helped instigate on pit road?
Harvicking, that's when that term came about. Yeah, found out that day Brad is not interested in fighting by any means. That was actually it was hard to be a Brad fan during like that era, 2014, I think it was. He was pissing off half the field. I think it reminds me of the 2014 Richmond race when he pissed off Matt Kenseth. And during the cool down lap, he plowed into the back of Tony Stewart. And Stewart just throws it in reverse and destroys the car.
Yeah, and I think Richmond was another spot for one of those kind of iconic moments between Casey Mears and Marcus Ambrose in the infield when Ambrose clocked Casey.
Richmond, Virginia's a good spot for fights, I guess, in NASCAR.
But
I don't know how much we're gonna see on this on the big screen here. Our editors are probably really more clips.
Yeah, we're putting them to more work than they probably thought they had. But one thing that was cool, I have a friend, Colin Fambro. He used to pit for Brad Keselowski and Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, a bunch of different guys. And one of the cooler things is, everybody kind of always wondered if the Richard Childress, Kyle Busch, hold my watch thing actually happened. And it did. Richard Childress actually got himself some of that on Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
So he kind of had some of those ends in the garage area and stuff, and we've always asked him a bunch of things that are interesting to find out because he's kind of just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to like the behind the scenes stuff that you don't really ever get to find out about.
Nice little shout out to our buddy Colin Fambro. Hope he's watching. Maybe we can get him on the show too at one point. We'll see what happens. I'm sure the editors won't mind at all. We'd have some great stories to learn from behind the scenes in NASCAR during that. Early to what was it? Late 2000s to early 2010s era.
Yeah, he was part of the. We'll definitely have to get him on. He was part of the that infamous pit crew swap between Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon in the chase. So he was one of the guys that was packing up the Jeff Gordon pit crew stuff and taking it down to Jimmy Johnson's pit stall and getting everything ready to go win a championship. So
badass. Noah.
Yes, sir.
Wait, let me double check real quick. I need to make sure I'm not skipping over anything. We already did that. We talked about that. Oh, here we go. Connor Zilic got a first. Went from first to worst back to first after a penalty at Cota. Joins Busch, Logano, Bain, Elliott, Jones, and Gibbs as the only drivers to have first Cup start before turning 20. 18 years, 7 months, and 8 days. Damn. Yo,
if
Josh,
you want to know,
you're a unit for giving me all this information.
If you want to know more about Connor, I think he has a class win of LMP2 at either I think Daytona or Sebring. And then he his debut in the truck series, he got the pole at Cota. And then now he's where he's at now.
Yeah. So that first to worst deal, he started on the pole in the Cota Xfinity race, and then there was a caution, coming close to one of the stage ends, and he was heading down pit road as the caution was coming out, and got caught by the yellow caution light and pitted anyway. So he ended up having to go to the back of the field and drove back past everybody to win that race.
So do you guys feel like it's probably obvious, but do you feel like Zilich is going to have like a main staple seat in the sport at some point?
Absolutely. He's a weapon.
Yeah, there's no way he won't. Trackhouse seems to be pretty behind all the guys that they have, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is one of the best at grooming the young talent and getting them to where they need to be. And as long as he's in that '88 Junior Motorsports car and still has the opportunities as they come with Trackhouse, he's gonna be a mainstay before too long for sure in the Cup Series.
And was he the one with Red Bull on the car today?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Return at 13 years with Zilich. My goodness.
Yeah,
they've been with Zilich for 13 years.
No, they've been out of the Cup Series for 13 years.
Oh, I was like, man, they got him in carts or something.
Yeah, they had kind of a bad exit, from the sport, and then they finally came back, 13 years after they left.
That's awesome. It's good to see that car back. I did see. I had to watch the race like anytime I walked past the TV while I was at work. That was my extent of being able to see today's race. So I apologize if my information is not the best. Josh has been saving me with his notes and keeping me on track with everything. But that it was really badass to see that car back out there because honestly, Red Bull had some of the best looking cars, in my opinion, that have come through the Cup Series.
Yeah, it definitely looked really good, and he was driving it really good today. He ended up in the back and drove back up to like 14th or something before Daniel Suarez kind of got a little bit too far off to the left and upset the back end of his race car, and Zilich saw basically a plume of smoke in front of him, and he kind of throttled through it. And right on the other side was Daniel Suarez. Like, that might be one of them 18-year-old moments that he'll learn from and maybe check up next time and maybe not get involved with Suarez how he did.
So let's go ahead real quick. I have some information regarding the eNASCAR Coke Series race. Editor Nick Hapiak sent us saying that Colin Keister, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, earned his second career win in the Coca-Cola iRacing Series and doing it at Las Vegas. So I'm not familiar with Keister. I think he's a newer driver in that division. I don't know if he was there last season or if he's a new driver in the series. I'm only familiar with a handful of these guys, but I'm trying to learn them. We are very familiar with Letarte Esports, and obviously Kwame Scott's our friend, so we're supporting him every which way we can. But congrats to Colin Keister picking up a win as well in that Coke iRacing Series. If he's good enough to do it at Las Vegas, I imagine he's going to see many more checkered flags. He's probably going to end up being a threat. Although I didn't see the finish. He could have just looked out and got a finish. I could be just blowing smoke out of my own ass. But
Yeah.
Noah.
I was going to say real quick, I don't think you're blowing smoke. He's been around for a couple seasons in that series, but I've raced with him a lot, just in like the official stuff you'll find online, and he's always been really quick. So as long as he's in there, he'll have a shot.
So Noah, so we learned about your favorite driver being Noah, and you have to introduce your little side job here within the iRacing community. Why don't you tell us a bit about it?
So I make car wraps for people for commissions. I've been doing it for about almost 4 years now. Donnie, you could help me with that. Donnie helped me start out, and I kind of grew it from there. And so far, it's grown on to be something pretty big, and something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, these are some beautiful paint schemes. We've got editors, showing some of them up on the various screens within the studio. I imagine they're probably going to have them cycling through. Oh yeah, that one. I like that one. That's beautiful. Got some even for Josh. Look at that one. Josh, is this your favorite paint scheme that he's made you?
Yeah, so my that's my truck in the JUICYSPYDR Elite Truck Series for the Elite Racing League. I actually do really like that paint scheme. We tore it up pretty good tonight, but it's been running pretty good. We're second or third in points with it, so it's good luck.
You know what? You had a gnarly picture of that crash tonight. That was at Watkins Glen. I don't know if the editors will throw that up in there too, but completely destroyed the truck. I do have to ask Josh, did you want to do that?
Did you want to destroy my beautiful car I made you?
I actually did not want to destroy it. I was having a decent run, and anybody that knows me knows I'm not good at road courses. Watkins Glen is, usually going to be a decent one for me because that's, the one I know the best. It's the easiest one to get around, has the least amount of turns. But I got a little bit too confident tonight, and with the speed that, I thought I was comfortable with, and just kind of overstepped, that area right there off of the carousel turn, and slipped to the right and hit that outside wall pretty good. For that same area that, my teammate in there, Connor Thompson, said that it looked like that wreck that Jeff Gordon and Jeff Burton had all them years ago off of that turn. And I took the nose off, took the right front tire off of it. So it was all bad.
Yeah, that looked a bit rough, and I didn't get a chance to walk because I was on track myself. But yeah, definitely not an image you want to see of a JUICYSPYDR truck. But that's all right. You're going to go get some checkered flags soon.
Yeah, it will be rewrapped and ready to go at Pocono next Sunday.
We already got the backup car fully wrapped and ready to go.
Got that beautiful NJB Designss paint scheme out there. Now, Noah, I have a favorite paint scheme. It's and I'm going to send this off to the editors too, so that they can throw it up on screen as well. But man, back when I was sponsored by Fastlane, I believe it was Fastlane, and you recreated Midnight for me, that black and gold 2 car. Oh man, I love this car, man. That is my favorite paint scheme that I've driven from you. You reworked the logo to look like the original. Just absolutely, that's a chef's kiss right there. Beautiful paint job. Thank you for that one.
It's funny to think that was a long time ago, and everything I do now is kind of just way better. So it just keeps getting better. I'd probably do a better job now.
It is true. Your work has gotten significantly better, but being that I was a fan of Rusty Wallace and the off times that I got to actually drive that paint scheme on the console side, that paint scheme means a lot to me personally, and the fact that I was able to do it on the number 2 car and just be completely faithful with the paint job, just it's so good. We almost got a penalty for having the number in the wrong spot, but
you mean the
I
right
don't
spot?
care. If it's a throwback car, it's a throwback car. I'm not going to put the number in the front.
Yeah, and I actually got to give the JS Gaming red paint scheme a good finish last night and Saturday night racing on Vspeed, and was able to give them a pretty good shout out for NJB Designss. You know, we're getting pretty familiar with Vspeed, so there's a lot of guys over there on Saturday that have seen that work too.
Yeah, we've had a lot of, I mean, most, I think if not all of our paint scheme, every Juicy Spider car now is done by you, Noah, and it's so badass. But beyond that, like, what has business been like for you lately? Because I know, like you said, you just started a few years ago, got it going, but I know, I know you've been really busy lately. How many paint schemes are you putting out a week?
A week? Probably like 10, 15, maybe more than that. It really just depends. I mean, if you compare it to like last year when I was working, I didn't have the workflow that I have now. I don't know what happened, but 2025 hit and it's like my year or something. I got so much stuff to do, but I love it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I've been happy to see how much you've stretched out there, because I know for SNR, the Saturday Night Racing League, for those who are not unfamiliar with some of the iRacing leagues out there, but
I think I know it's kind of hard for me to keep track. If I'm being honest, I think I did. I know I did the owners. He wanted a Pepsi style car. I'll look it up. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, that's Jeff Wright. He's always been synonymous with a Pepsi car online for as long as I can remember racing with him.
I want Noah, while you're looking that up, look up the paint scheme you're most proud of as well, and we'll see if we can throw that up on screen. Really, this is just a moment for everyone to see the work you do. And also, editors, if you can throw up some on-screen links, his website, throw up some Twitter links, put them in the description box. Like, if you guys want a paint scheme, check out Noah. And I'm quite certain, and I'm just riffing here, we can cut this out if need be, but maybe if you go to Noah and say, hey, I saw your segment on the High Side podcast, he'll give you a discount.
I might. I might give you a $5 discount, you know?
That's not bad. $5 discount is not bad. I would take
It's
advantage
very
of
good.
it.
It's very
That's
good.
a little plug for High Side Podcast, and you get yourself some $5 off.
First time customers though.
Yeah, first time.
you gotta clarify that, or it's gonna be.
I know Juicy Spider was getting their wallet ready. Like, all right, we got discounts coming our way. Just really cool paint schemes. Now, is there a goal that you're trying to work for with NJB Designss?
Well, obviously, I want to paint real cars, but you know, you got to be very lucky with the opportunities and all that, and you just got to be, you know, you gotta get yourself worked up there. And I'm gonna start going to my local track here that I have and just talking around, seeing if I can't get people that need them and make them some wraps for their late models or their street stocks and stuff like that. But the ultimate goal is just to do real life cars at some point or make it really big.
That would be pretty badass, especially if you started making it into the NASCAR, like ARCA cars, and then the trucks, and that would be pretty sick to see your logo out there. But hey, he made me some paint schemes. See, yeah, that would be sick. But guys, we have a lot of onboards that Josh sent me, and this is actually going to be my first time seeing these onboards. I purposely avoided watching them, so if sorry editors, I know it's going to be kind of bouncy, but if they haven't already put them up on screen, we're going to do it now. I'm going to share my screen for these fellas. So and Noah and Josh, if you want to jump in there, and we'll watch these. Oh, I guess we have a quote right here. Oh yeah, that's right. The Kyle Larson quote. Throw this up on too.
Yeah,
Kyle Larson, and actually, you walk us through that one, Josh, because you actually remember you watched this.
yeah. So, we'll see it in the onboard. Kyle just kind of clears up in front, but the one thing that was kind of funny about this exchange was they were talking on the broadcast. I think it was yesterday or something. About Austin Cindric when he wanted to, how the drivers might like text back and forth with each other afterwards and apologize or just walk through an incident. Austin Cindric actually, I think they said it was Jeff Gordon, but Austin Cindric actually handed one of the HMS guys a business card and wanted them to get back to him through a business card rather than just like a text message chain or something. So it's a pretty professional way of going about trying to talk to a guy after an incident on the track.
Oh, that's awesome. I like Cindric. First on board here. See, I'm trying to put myself in the car, like when we're doing iRacing. Dude, I'd be so pissed right now. Because that's like 9 minutes of repair.
The entire time you're hearing Cindric's spotter telling him like he's still low, still low, still low, and then we just got wrecked.
You know how mad I would be, Donnie.
Yeah.
You know.
And he can't. He's so calm about it too. Got no rear tires. Oh, he wasn't happy there. Let's get the Atlanta ones all out of the way. So we got one more Atlanta one I can watch. This real quick before we jump into this one. What am I going to be watching here? This is I assume this is the Blaney incident.
Yeah, this is the host of our into Blaney. I don't know if we'll have audio, but you'll hear host of our spotter telling him to ease up to the bump draft, and then you'll see what happens after that.
Oh yeah, just laid in there.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy.
Yeah, that was a rough push.
That's one of those probably heat of the moment deals. Like everything's happening so fast, and it was late in the race. You're trying to be the one with the energy going forward, and he just messed up. And it's another one of the things that it was Hocevar that did it, and kind of like when Ross Chastain was having issues a couple seasons ago in Cup. There's just kind of everything that he gets in is a little bit more magnified, just because of who it is, because he has a bit of a history. So until he starts running, cleaner races, and we're not really talking about him as much, he'll probably get a lot more scrutiny than most guys.
Yeah, I know Hocevar's gotten a name for himself, but I mean Ross Chastain went through the same crap, so. And hell, even Brad Keselowski. How long did people hate that guy? I think people started liking him like right before he's going to retire. So
yeah,
I think most of them go through that phase.
Yeah, they always seem to figure it out, and you want them to, because they finally unlock their full potential once they kind of quit all the shenanigans. So hopefully he's able to do that before too long, and kind of rein in his aggressiveness.
And I don't know if we took any submissions for the community this week. We're working on getting everything set up in a podcast room where like community can submit clips, and once it's easier for us to do that, we'll have easier time at getting a hold of community engagement. But yeah, I mean, do you guys have anything else you want to add? Noah, do you want to announce any other, like where can we find your socials?
You could find me on Facebook if you look up NJB Designss Paint Shop. You could my link tree. I'll have to get the editors the link to my link tree. They can put it up on screen. Yeah, just if you follow the link tree, you got everything. I'm in on Discord too. If you join the Discord server, just hit me up. The website's a little bit of a shorter response time, but it is what it is.
Famous quote. Okay, so is this going to be the first one? This is the Chastain one, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm pretty sure I've seen this from the outside view, so this is going to be an interesting onboard shot. I want to see from the outside it looks awful, but I'm curious if maybe Chastain had a different view of this, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you see Larson kind of goes for the block, and Chastain just continues to go further. And he realizes he's in too far, and you see him kind of start hopping a little bit. But it was just definitely over aggressive for the very start of the race.
Yeah, it's that's actually pretty. That was dumb. I don't even know how else to put that. That was pretty dumb. So I don't know what Ross was thinking. Like immediately you're gonna take yourself out like that. That's interesting. I'm glad I'm not that guy.
You know the way turn one is. That's it's a great passing opportunity. They're obviously always going to be like they can be like 6 or 7 wide by the time they get there, and then there's only room for one car to turn in. Yeah, but that's where you got to pick up your spots. They make it known all the time how hard it is to pass. So if he could have gotten 5 or 6 of them right there and done it clean, that could have set him up for the end of the race on lap 1.
That's true, but at the same time, like I could get that. Like if it was the last restart or something, 100% I'm doing that shit. But I don't know. I mean, he's a race car driver. I'm not. That's why I'm sitting in this chair. So he's probably a lot smarter than I am.
Yeah, of course any fan of that driver is going to be upset, Chase Elliott fans specifically, but Chase came back and finished P4 today, and I think he made it pretty well known that Alan Gustafson just made a good call to put 4 tires on there late, and they probably didn't have the best car all race because he said when they got back there they didn't really go anywhere, so putting tires on there at the end definitely gave him an opportunity to get a great finish out of it.
Yeah, excellent comeback from Chase Elliott. We will jump into the next onboard, Josh. Oh, I see a roller coaster. Which one am I watching now? This is Cindric?
Yeah, so Ty Dillon got into Austin Cindric. This was very early in the race, still lap 4. Ty got into Austin, and Austin took exception to it and hooked him down the front straightaway.
Ooh, okay. Let's see this. Oh, yeah.
Damn!
It was a pretty clean turn. The race stayed green. No caution came out.
Oh, man. I like stuff like that. Use me up. And this is going to be Zilich, I'm assuming, because of the Red Bull logo.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens here.
See Suarez turning around up there, and then the smoke, and he thinks he's clearing, and Suarez isn't. And the brakes, I don't know if Suarez was trying to get out wide, thinking everybody was going to go inside, or what, if he thought he was getting out of the way, but Zilich, unfortunately, ran right into his path.
That's a thunder moment. Drive through the smoke.
Big bummer there. I know he's really pissed at himself right now. You can imagine. But yeah, guys, really, if you want to, I'm kind of curious what your guys' favorite fights are. I'm talking to the community here. What your favorite fights are, your favorite on-track rivalries have been, and especially in recent memory. Throw them in our comments or a live chat. Really doesn't matter. Anytime I have an opportunity, I'm going to go in there. Josh has been number one going in and checking with the community. He posts a lot on Twitter. Make sure you guys are following him. He's all about engagement with you guys, and if you guys want to send me messages too, have at it. It's been a great couple episodes. The first 2 that we pushed out, the reception has been way better than expected. I mean, I think what are we averaging like right now? 100 views a video. That's just starting. So, you guys keep sharing these videos. If you guys like when we talk about NASCAR, we will punch in and do some iRacing stuff, talk about leagues and the eNASCAR Coke series and what have you, every now and then. But yeah, I mean, if you guys got anything else you want to add, and Noah, if you want to talk more about anything you got going on right now with your company, let us know.
Yeah, I'd love to thank Nick and them for letting me come on. This was really fun, and I had a lot of fun talking with you guys here. And yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, I appreciate you too.
I guess the last thing I kind of have, next week we've got both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series heading to Phoenix. So figured we'd just kind of foreshadow that a little bit before we go.
Yeah. What's your prediction? I know what the truck is off, so we got Xfinity, Cup. Oh, you know what? I remember we're gonna actually see. This is gonna be the first time we see like what the majority of the season is gonna look like, because the first 3 races have been road courses or restrictor plates.
Yeah, it's definitely a good place for any team to, really kind of get off on the right foot. As they would probably say, the season kind of starts now. We were going to see, Justin Allgaier back in the Xfinity car for the first time at Phoenix since, winning his first championship. So we'll see if he can defend the win there. And then the same for the Cup Series, Joey Logano coming in after winning the championship. And then, Downey, I kind of wanted to get your opinion. You think anybody has anything for the Penske cars next week in the Cup race?
They're always going to be, your top pick. Like betting odds, they probably got the lowest win chance, right? Or as far as like what you get back in your pocket. Whatever the terminology is, I'm not aware of, but I think you know what I mean. Now,
yeah, I would guess that both Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano would probably be somewhere around like plus 500 or so, plus 450, somewhere around there.
Yeah, like guaranteed, like running well.
Today, yeah.
I was thinking about a couple guys. Actually, no, 3 guys in particular. One of them is Christopher Bell. Dude's on a tear. He's good at Phoenix. I would not be surprised if he goes and makes it 3 in a row at Phoenix next week. But the other 2 guys, I don't have a clue how Priest is going to do. This is more of a curiosity thing. How is he going to run at a normal track with RFK racing equipment? And the other guy is Christopher Buescher, because he was kind of a sleeper last year at Phoenix. He was fast, and I think, given the right circumstances, if he had a little more speed, he could have been up there competing for the win.
Yes, we've kind of talked about him already, but I'll be interested to see, what Connor Zilisch does in the Xfinity race. Being full time, like we mentioned with Junior Motorsports, and then in the Cup Series, I know episode 1 we talked a lot about Chase Briscoe. He had a really good run today at Cota. I'll be really interested to see if he's going to be able to kind of match what Christopher Bell's been doing, because I definitely think we all think he has that kind of potential. So it'll be nice to see if he kind of makes his breakout next week.
Do you guys feel like Christopher Bell's the number 1 Gibbs driver right now?
Yes.
I'd say without a doubt.
Hamlin's fading.
It's I don't know that Hamlin's fading, more so that Christopher Bell is just getting fast. That guy's good.
Yeah, he's getting good on every discipline. And I think one stat that I don't think we mentioned already, Christopher Bell, he's with his win today, he's 4 seasons in a row now with at least 2 wins per season. So he's consistently winning races, and it's definitely no fluke at this point.
Yeah, no, he's definitely become a favorite. I think a favorite at Gibbs, title favorite. I know it's still early to say in the season, but I mean, when you got 2 wins in a row on completely polar opposite track disciplines, and now we're going to go see what he does at Phoenix, which I know he's going to run well, as long as his brakes don't explode. But yeah, excellent driver. What about you, Noah? Do you have anybody that we should be watching out for Phoenix?
So personally, I think Carson Kvapil is going to win the Xfinity Series race. And you might have to look out for Ross Chastain because he did win the race. I believe it was 2022. That championship race.
23, wasn't it?
Or 2023. I don't know. Years fly by real fast. I think Chastain is going to be up there, personally.
Yeah, definitely 2 solid picks. And, Carson Kvapil ran really unexpectedly well in the Xfinity Series race at Cota. He mentioned how he's been working with Josh Wise and some of them other guys on, just like his racecraft and everything. And I forget who asked Travis Kvapil who they had kind of been working with on Carson's, road prowess after that run he had yesterday, and he said nobody. So it's kind of just natural God-given talent that Carson Kvapil has. So, maybe he'll be one of them up-and-comers for that next kind of Christopher Bell type that's going right now.
Yeah, I need to try to get more refreshed on the Xfinity drivers. If there's a series I don't follow too often, it's anything lower than Cup, but I am trying to learn as much as I can. Thankfully, I got Josh on here, absolute whiz in NASCAR. But yeah, guys, if you don't have anything else to add, we can wrap up the show. Right now, we're still sticking with a bi-weekly release. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate you coming on here and telling us about NJB Designss. Beautiful paint schemes. Looking forward to seeing what else you're going to paint, especially for myself. And obviously Josh here. And the editor, Nick. We may see Mike on the track again soon. You might have your work cut out for you here pretty soon. Not that it isn't already. And Josh, as always, thank you for picking up the load. I know it's been really on your shoulders this week. So thank you for taking the time to put together a layout for me to work off of. And really the community, appreciate you guys tuning in and watching us, giving us more than 8 views or 8 views minimum and even more so. Pushing 100 every single week now, or every single episode, sorry. Yeah, let's see if we can do it again today.
I say we've got a goal to be great. So, if you have to pick up my slack or I have to pick up some of your slack, we're gonna do it. So
we're the good purchase brothers here, so we're doing we're covering each other's shifts. Yeah, guys, leave us a comment, rate the video. We really don't care if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let us know what you like or don't like. I'm pretty sure the editors would rather just have thumbs up all around, but if any kind of feedback will help us improve for future episodes. And we're excited to see what other guests we have. Most of them are already announced. We'll see who else we have coming in the future. Yeah, leave a comment. Check the descriptions too. Go follow Noah. Go follow Josh. Go follow JUICYSPYDR Studios. Follow me. Whatever you guys got to do. It's in the description. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the night.